Hello and welcome to the Late Night Lounge here on Friday, the 31st of October. It's Halloween. It's hopefully Fright Night, but not for us. For Burnley tomorrow, frightful weekend and a hateful weekend of watching as well. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've had a great week. I have, of course, just come back from a family holiday. I'm immensely jet lagged. I can't hear anything in my left ear because of some sort of trapped pressure. Not had the best sort of 24, 48 hours, but we have another weekend of Barclays football upon us. So welcome to the show. If you're tuning in for the first time and you enjoy the content tonight, please, of course, get involved and subscribe to the channel, like the video, get involved in the chat. We've got a packed show tonight. We're going to talk about the Premier League season so far. We have asked each of our panelists to nominate their favorite moment of the season. And that's what I want to get you guys involved in as well. And also player of the season so far. We're going to look at the Premier League table, what it means for us and some of our rivals. And of course, we'll look ahead to the game that is at Turf Moor tomorrow. Burnley taking on Arsenal, 3 p.m. kickoff. What a fixture. Can't wait for it. Let's get straight into the chat. Tamina was first in the house today. Says, hi, FK. How you doing? I am well. All things considered. My last day of leave, before I go back to work next Monday. So hopefully I am bouncing into work with another 3 points on the board. I'm in trouble. Says, what the hell is that thumbnail? This is going to be a keeper. It's going to be me, Yembele, and of course Wayne at each of the grounds that we go to before the games this weekend. Hopefully you like it. Dave is in the house. Says the FK Jokerej is strangely terrifying. Perfect for Halloween. Do you like the old background there? Yembele was very spooked out. We'll bring him on in just a second. Aelion4 says, evening everyone, nervous for tomorrow. We'll be nervous until we win the title. LOL, the PTSD definitely there. I wouldn't say I was nervous. I'm excited. I want the games. I want them to come thick and fast. We are a machine. And I don't want to get carried away. No, I'm not going to get carried away. DJ D10, welcome to the show. Time for a proper Friday night again. Goodly evening, FKM and Wayne, the lovely family of Gooners that we have here. A good and warm welcome to everybody watching around the world as the numbers go up very quickly in the first couple of minutes of tonight's stream. Off the goal line says, who's got the snacks in? I have quite the selection tonight. Yembele says he's got quite the selection. I wonder what he's going to bring to the house. Vivlad says, good evening all. Welcome to you, Vivlad. Hope you've had a good week. Ampalash. Hello, everyone. Loving the meltdown of rival fans. If we don't score a set piece, I am not happy. Yeah, the rivals, the media, everyone's lost it. Set Piece FC is here to stay, and it is absolutely sustainable. Dan Fry, welcome to the show. DJ D10 showing the love. A guy with a view, Paul James, is here. Says, evening all. It's been a lovely week. Just need the boys to maintain the momentum and feel good feeling and a clean sheet. I hope so. Good evening from Sierra Leone, says Osman Turai 8375. I think StreamYard is doing this thing with handles again. I don't quite know what it is, why they're doing it, but my apologies. I don't know why your names aren't being displayed. Jizzle McDizzle, away in a caravan for the weekend, but still did not want to miss the late night latte. Let's pour some claret. Come on, you Gunners. Where are you in a caravan? Are you camping somewhere in the UK? Are you across Europe? What's going on? Dan is loving the thumbnail. I'd like to hear that. Lucio says, good evening. AFC says, good evening. Dave is excited, says, let's go. It is a scary time for Liverpool. Hopefully their Halloween fright continues this weekend as they play Unai Emery's Aston Villa. Going to get Wayne's thoughts on that. Russell says, I've missed lots of the lives recently, so I'm glad I'm here for a sensational preview. Good to see you, FK. Good to see you back in the chat, man. And Kimo, the elite comp maker on socials. If you haven't checked out his work, do check it out. I think he's got the most wonderful Max Dowman compilation. Kimo FC out there. Evening, boys. What the F was that thumbnail? It's a classic. It really is. Ragamuffin is here. AFC 777 is here. Ampalash has gone early with his favorite moment. Every set piece, the rival tears are all sweet. Welcome to the show. Really, really, really delighted to be back. Delighted to sort of be streaming again. You guys make it all worthwhile and keep the chat active. Let's bring in our panelists. Not only have we got a new sort of background wallpaper for today, but I've also messed about with all the camera views. So hopefully we won't be covering Yembele's mug when we bring up the comments. Speaking of whom, how are you, my man?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing? It's been a while.
I'm good. It has been a while. Yeah, you don't, mate, turn your podcast voice off. Come on. This isn't red lines and half spaces. Yeah.
Every time is red lines and half spaces.
How are you, man? You good? I haven't spoken to you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, well, no, you spoke to me a couple of hours ago when you said, yeah, let's go for chicken. And I was just on my way to get Chinese. The timing is impeccable.
How have you been, man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's been a busy time because I was up while you were away. Obviously, I was up at my in-laws. So my sister-in-law had a little baby, very lovely. Went to spend some time with them. All good, but yeah, it's just been a bit of a busy week. We came back at like 12:30 at night so I was absolutely knackered. Took out a whole day, and then yeah, just getting ready for school now because back to school on Monday.
Yeah, I can't wait. You know, that it is the most underrated day. That day, that first day back after any term break, when you hand your children to school and you walk out with doves flying out of your ears. It's the most glorious feeling. Shane says, evening Gooners, massive game this weekend. Another low block to break down. Welcome, Latte in chat, says Mafia Boss. And yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with the handles, DJ D10. You've just mentioned a really good point. We still have the weird names. It's not connected just to the channel. I believe it's been doing it. StreamYard, YouTube have been doing it to a number of channels. I don't know how to get rid of it. I've Googled it. There's no articles out there. But StreamYard, sort your stuff out. Yeah, it's another weekend of Barclays action. We've had the League Cup, obviously, this week. In fact, I'm talking to the wrong person about the League Cup, aren't I? Let's bring him in, Mr. Carabobbins himself. Here he is,
Mr. Carabobbins. That's his new nickname, isn't it?
Check this out, yeah. Oi, oi.
Why
So,
do
Wayne,
you put the title as Mr. Carabobbins there? I think that works particularly well for Wayne.
Listen,
how are you, Wayne?
I don't want to see either of you at Wembley. Don't you dare. When we make that final, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You're not coming. Neither of you are invited. Don't celebrate when we lift that trophy. Neither of you are welcome.
How are you, Wayne?
I'm great. We got through to the next round of the Carabao. Life couldn't be sweeter.
And of course,
Carabobbins. Let's get it right.
Crystal Palace in the next round. Are you excited about that?
Well,
not sure when we're going to play it, but
I'm excited about the fact that they're playing football every day that week. So hopefully that comes off in our favour. But yeah, listen, it could have been a worse draw, but Sky kind of got what they wanted from that, didn't they? They've got a potential semi-final with Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Man City, which I'm sure will be exactly what the TV bandits want. I'm hoping for a semi-final of Arsenal, Fulham, Brentford, and Cardiff. If you want to Carabobbins it, let's Carabobbins it all the way.
Well, let's hope so. Dave did have a question in the Patreon earlier today asking about whether we should get rid of the Carabobbins or the supercomputer that does all the fixtures and tries to figure out when we're going to play them. I'm sure there's a Monday morning that Arsenal could squeeze Crystal Palace in. But, I mean, look, on a serious note, the fixtures are piling up. They are coming thick and fast. And as exciting as it is, it does take its toll on the players across the Premier League. And there's some injury charts out already. I think Arsenal ranking 4th or 5th in number of live injuries at the moment, which kind of reinforces the fact of all of our sort of transfer activity over the summer. But it will be interesting to see how that quarterfinal unfolds. Jizzle McDizzle, FK Nothing Fancy, up on the very wet and windy coast, Filey in the UK. Some horizontal rain and the static caravan is rocking in the North Sea breeze. Mate, I tell you what, the weather has been atrocious. I have been basking in the 32, 33 degree sun of the Middle East, and I am actually more golden, more brown. But it is cold, it is wet, it is windy. There was a thunderstorm about an hour ago. It's a disgrace. How have you guys coped with the cold?
Well, I'm much more of a winter person than a summer person. I would rather be too cold than too hot because it's easier to warm up. But it's quite hard at a time like this. Well, for me anyway, and I know that we've got some Caribbean viewers. Jamaica's going through a lot at the minute with their weather, so it's being obviously Caribbean myself. It's tough to kind of complain about a little bit of drizzle when they've obviously got what's going on. So thoughts and prayers to everyone and anyone in Jamaica at the minute, any loved ones there as well, because yeah, the scenes are terrible at the minute.
Yeah, likewise. Best wishes to people in Hong Kong as well. They've had some pretty bad weather. There's just so much going on around the world, natural and man-made. And yeah, what a time. What a time at the moment. Dave says Red Lines and Half Spaces pod helped him get through him doing his tickets for his accountant this afternoon. There you go. So you've got at least one listener there, Yembele. Or two, because I tune into every show. I can't watch Bouncing Yem. Getting kind of seasick. Yeah, do you know what? Ever since I've known Yembele, right, Wayne, you probably won't notice this. He's always had a nervous energy about him. And it's funny, like, ladies and gents, boys and girls watching it, I've known this boy since the day I was born. He's obviously older than me. There's pictures of him dragging me around as a baby. But like, it doesn't matter what we do. We could be having dinner, we could be watching football, we could be going to the cinema. He's always got this nervous energy in his leg and his knee that just keeps him rocking, and he just bounces. And if you see him at the Emirates, he's a total mess. But he's bouncing away.
I can't do it. I can't do anything about it. I'm a person with nervous energy. I always need to be doing something.
This is true. This is true. Dan says, funny. I love the dark, stormy gloom. Yeah, the weather is changing. I'm a seasons man. What is the most elite season? What's your favorite season, chaps?
For me, it's winter.
I like autumn. I like autumn.
Hang on, you like winter, Wayne?
I love winter. Winter's the best time of year. You've got Christmas, you've got Halloween, basically. Winter fashion is better than summer fashion.
This isn't winter, is it?
Listen, the breeze outside, how cold it is. It's winter. But yeah, like I like thick fur coats. I like Wenger jackets. Yeah, the ball in football turns yellow. It's beautiful.
Okay, Mbele, autumn for you, is it?
Yeah, I like autumn. Not this kind of autumn where it's wet and it's so windy that
it's like literally every autumn.
No, but this is like really mongy and all that. But no, I'm kind of like Wayne. I like winter jacket. It's easier to wrap up than to take layers off. So I prefer it. I prefer autumn.
Well,
especially football. Especially the football.
Yeah, of course. Now, I love the seasons. I love the fact that we have such variation in this country. Ragamuffin says spring. Spring is an elite season. Mate, honestly, after you've gotten through the bitter cold of winter and the post sort of New Year's blues and the post Christmas blues, the days start to get a little longer and the sun comes out and it's crisp and the flowers are blossoming and the birds are singing and the trees, Wayne, are looking tremendous. And honestly, you just have this bounce in your step, walking into London, the sun's bouncing off your head. Mate, it's such a great feeling. And then comes the summer, which is absolutely elite. I love the heat. The hotter, the better. I absolutely love it.
Do you know what? If I was anywhere else,
a bit of a problem. Go on.
If I was anywhere else in the world, I'd probably say summer. London, UK summer is.
Why don't you like it?
Because too hot in your house. Because too hot in your house.
You're the only one with aircon.
I don't have aircon, but we live in a forest, so we don't get much sunlight. So it's actually the house is quite cool. But I love the summer. Autumn is sensational. I mean, wow, the wind through your locks, the leaves turning brown and falling to the ground, and oh mate, being comfortable in layers. The knitwear season comes out. I love it, mate. Then winter, the festive season, the festive football, the New Year fireworks, my birthday.
There's no festive football. There's no festive football though, is there? There's only one game on.
Yeah, there's only one. I mean, it's all kicked off. Apparently, it's all down to UEFA that we couldn't do more fixtures. But there we are. I think spring seems to be the favourite. But spring and summer. Here we go. Winter is awesome, says Pato. Oh, thank you, Indy. 30,000 followers on Twitter. Thank you.
Where's my chicken?
Much.
Where's my chicken?
There's no chicken, mate. Come on. You said to me about 3 hours ago, you're going for a big fat Chinese.
Uber it.
Eat one meal a day. What's all that nonsense about?
Uber it. I'm literally 2 minutes away from you. So Uber it to me.
So yesterday we reached 30,000 followers on LinkedIn, on Twitter.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
You are well networked.
Hey, we're not on LinkedIn. We are not on LinkedIn. So I've got LinkedIn up on a Windows on a separate monitor. We got 30,000 followers on Twitter, which is great. And we are on our way to 30,000 subs here on YouTube, which is insane as well. And everyone's saying, look, late summer, lifting the cup in the spring. Wouldn't that be wonderful? The first warm sunshine is spectacular. Dan knows, man. Dan knows. Oshin says he wants to live in a forest. I don't think you do. The leaves, the amount of leaves we have to pick up and rake is a disgrace. I do like all the seasons. Definition of on the fence. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. As you can see, I've been messing around with the video views and the wallpaper. Hopefully no faces are going to get covered today. So Yem, welcome and enjoy. Let's do the snack check, because Yembele, you said to me on the phone today that you've got the snack check of all snack checks.
No, not all snack checks.
I don't think I'm ready.
No, one to annoy you. One to annoy you.
Already.
No, one to annoy you.
We got
I've specifically gone for one that way annoy you. Right, I have got two here actually, because I went to, after Friday prayers, I went to a shop with one of our good friends, and I spied these two little beauties, and I didn't know which one to get, so I bought both.
Oh God!
Wayne, one of them's
ready for this. I don't know.
Yeah. One's going to really annoy you, and the other one may not. So this one, which my wife's got to, is the Twix crispy rolls, but they have another one which is going to really irk you, which is the Bounty crispy rolls.
Why would you get crispy rolls when you've got Twix? Like Twix is right there. Twix
I
is
just want
an
to try it.
elite chocolate.
I just want to
So
try
you,
it.
not only have you ruined an elite chocolate, you then paired it up with Bounty.
Let's try it. I mean, I've never had it.
I got no words, Wayne. I'm running out. I can't. Ian Beale, I got nothing left. What's going on?
The only crispy rolls I ever accept was the Milky Way one. Was it Milky Way? What was the original crispy rolls? Like I think it was like Milky Way or something like that.
I've never heard of a crispy roll. I don't even.
They've stopped doing them.
Thing.
I didn't know that Bounty done them, and I didn't know that Twix done them.
Well, there you go. Tudor_Madeline says snack of today is Heidi chocolate from Kaufland. Yeah, you have no idea what that is. Come on, stop giving it the big eyes.
No, I've had it in Germany. Really nice.
He's guessing Germany.
Oh.
All right, Twix's levels. Bounty does belong in the bin. Thank you, Vlad. You have saved me from deep. It does absolutely belong in the bin. And Indy, those bounties are an abomination. What you got for us tonight, Wayne?
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Anyone that has been or has kids and have been out trick-or-treating or has kids knock on their door and trick-or-treating, I've got the selection.
Yeah,
Sweet shop favorites. So I'm gonna start off with some squashies.
Is that your favorite though? What is your favorite? Which one would you leave last so you could just to savor?
Can I just say, Declan Rice loves squashies. I don't know how I know that, but just know it.
Squashies are really. When you say, because there's some that I would leave not touch because I can't stand them. I hate these things. I hate them so much.
Love Hearts. How do you not like Love Hearts? What's wrong with you?
He's got them in his
these
car.
Are garbage. These, not lollipops. These are awful.
You do not.
You have no childhood, do you?
They are absolutely tremendous. What are you talking about? No,
fantastic.
No. Right. No.
No.
Got it all wrong.
These elite.
Yes.
Sensational.
Yes.
Goated. There we go.
Refresher. Have you got refreshers in there?
Oh, they're finished already. They didn't last.
Oh, they're so good, aren't they? You just pop. You know, like this. Their mouth,
yeah.
One mouth, and you're like,
yeah. Squashies to start.
Squashies are good. Well, on the same theme, my kids went trick or treating today, and I've got their entire stash.
You stole their bucket.
Oh yeah, mate, I've stole their bucket, and there is some good shit in here. So Maltesers, Maryland mini cookies, classic
cookies.
Who
gave cookies?
I got some Haribos. Oh mate, do you know what? I'm actually gonna have. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
These are tremendous.
Yes.
People know. People know in the chat. Ooh, fizzy, Tangfastic stuff. Mars bars, crunchies. Oh, mate, I haven't had one of these refreshers in years.
That's what I'm talking about. Mate, you gotta go with that. That's just elite.
Honestly, a whole bucket. Zane, Ellie. Evil laugh. And also, by the way, Yembele.
That's what's left of mine. I finished mine.
Enjoy. But for something savoury, have you ever had these from M&S? Just plain ready salted sticks?
Love them.
These are the most addictive crisps.
Well, they're kind of. Do you remember Chipstick? Do you remember Chipstick? You know Chipsticks?
Yeah.
Chipsticks used to do the ready salted flavour. You know, after swimming, do you remember at Ilford County? Our school, we used to go swim, and then they had the vending machine after.
Vaguely.
It had ready sorted chipsticks. I loved it.
Honestly.
Those.
I know.
Marks and
Doug,
Spencer.
I'm not going to eat them all in one go. Please, don't worry.
Marks and Spencer,
Russell
you've done it again.
They have done it again. Russell says he's got the same as Wayne. Jester Facunlia 31465. I'm sorry, the handles are doing my head in. M&S milk chocolate and cinnamon tortilla rolls. Rolls.
Oh, you got the other one as well. Nice, Wayne. Nice.
Wayne, he's king. Tortilla rolls.
Refreshers are elite.
Tangfastics, Indie Barge is a big fan. Jizzle says FK was knocking on the doors himself. Bad egg.
He would have probably done it.
Nah, I did. The kids were out.
Oh, I bet you did.
That is an elite snack check. Enjoy your refresher. Don't choke on it, Wayne. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the new layout here on StreamYard. I decided to just have a little play and mess about with it. So let us now share the slides. Let's see if this works because we've got a lot to talk about. And the window has gone missing. What is going on now? Alex had this exact issue.
Oh, he's broke it.
StreamYard broken again because it breaks all the time, doesn't it?
I think it might be broken. Oh no, Jeff!
Hey, without slides is like.
What am I going to do?
We get Yem to talk for an hour and a half. I'm sure he'll find something.
I can do this. Let me do my thing. Hold my beer.
Hang on a sec. I know. Now I was watching the Canon podcast live yesterday, and Alex had exactly the same issue. StreamYard is on a mad one at the moment. Honestly, let me know in the chat.
The cloud in general is having
if you guys are watching other channels and you're having this sort of problem, let me know, because the handles, the sharing of screens, it is not looking good, bruv. Let me tell you that. Let's have a look at this. Right, 1 second. Have you finished your Twix sticks, whatever they're called, Jembele?
I had the Batty crispy rolls were delicious. Actually, I felt they were elite. Actually,
crispy rolls, honestly. Game's gone, ladies and gents. Those of you that are tuning in for the first time wondering what the hell is going on here, these late night lounges are just chill out sessions. So just tune in, go make a cup of tea, go get a bite to eat, go and tuck in your loved ones, come back, sit on the sofa, relax, let the good times roll. Let's have a look now. Yes. Oh, no. Oh, yes. And look at this, right? Check this out. I can move you. Well, actually, no, I don't want to get rid of... There he is. Oh, no. Where is it? Hang on a second. Where is it? Here it is. See? I've moved everyone up. Finally. Sorry, these are the joys of...
It's Grandpa Faisal finding out that technology actually works.
I know. The joys of production, live production as well, might I add. And to the hundreds of you watching, my apologies for the lack of, slickness. Right. It is looking good, chaps. Making content seems to feel really easy these days because we are just an unbelievable football team. But Wayne, I mean, I was saying this to James last night. For those of you that missed yesterday's show, we did like a Q1 review. 9 games in. What do we think? What sort of impressed us? What do we make of all the media, mainstream vibes and whatnot? And I said to James, I feel like I'm just going to wake up any minute now, and none of this is real because we are too fucking good. What do you make of it all, Wayne? Perfect October, not even a goal conceded. And if you look at the graphic on the right-hand side, 4 fixtures that we've come up unstuck in sort of last season, 2 points out of 12, and this season, 12 out of 12. I haven't got the words, Wayne. What else is there to say?
It's just a brilliant turnaround from not only last season, but a couple of seasons, especially with Newcastle at St James's Park and with West Ham giving us trouble the last few years. I think that just the level of growth and maturity that this squad is showing, just the level of determination and focus on the goal, everything seems to be driven at one thing, and that one thing is winning. And they don't care about the outside noise. They don't care about that media narrative. They don't care about the other fans. And I've long since said that we've got the best defense in Europe. That isn't just because of the 4 defenders and the goalkeeper. Everyone in that squad works so hard, and I've not seen an Arsenal squad work as hard as this one does. They press from the front, they get back into shape, they're structured, they're so disciplined, and we're not doing anything silly this year. Last year, you could argue that some of the red cards weren't fair, PGMOL and whatever, but we put ourselves in silly situations at times last year. Like Declan Rice doesn't need to kick the ball away. Trossard, again, doesn't need to kick the ball away, whether we think they're red cards or not. We're not doing that this year. We're just professionally going about our business and picking up wins. And it doesn't only go for the players. Arteta's professionally going on about his work as well. He's making changes. He's keeping the squad fresh. He's keeping everyone engaged. He's not risking anyone through injury. He's not doing anything silly, which we've seen him do in the past. And yeah, everyone's just focused on going for that Premier League title, which I absolutely love. I will say though, and I'm sure Arteta will be absolutely livid, we did concede a few shots on target against Brighton, which I'm sure no Arsenal fan is happy with, considering we'd got away with it for 5 or 6 games before. And we did look a little bit open, but it was a rotated team, so no surprise there. Everyone's just working for each other and working towards that same goal, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, you're often Mr. Misery Guts, but even this must be tickling your taste buds for what is to come this season.
Yeah, it's really positive at the moment in terms of how we're going about business in these games that we did lose last season. I think obviously we just have to caveat that it is the start of the season. Lots can happen. But it's very positive at the moment. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's just keeping up the momentum, starting tomorrow with the game at Burnley. But you can't argue with what the team is doing at the moment. This the results that you've got here on the screen just echo how disciplined, how well drilled the team is, not just in defending, attacking as well. Look, people are saying, "Oh, it's set piece FC, etc.," but it isn't. It is low block. It's every team playing a low block against us and trying not to be open against us. If you open up, we'll kill you, because they all know that. Every team knew that. Man City knew that as well, which is, for the first time, we saw Pep Guardiola go to a 5-5-0, which is unheard of for a Pep Guardiola team. This is how good Arsenal are at the moment. Every player is working for each other. It's beautiful to see. I hope it continues. But I think Arsenal fans are clever enough to understand that it's a long season. We've got lots to go through, lots of games, as we're starting to see with the fixtures. So I think we're also very cautious about how we're going to do things. But we've got the squad. Finally, this year, we can actually say we've got a squad, especially now with the news that Arteta has brought us that after the internationals, we're going to get a few players back. That's good positivity. So, yeah, very happy. Let's keep it going. Hopefully tomorrow we see some more positive results on both ends, because the hate watch is also beautiful as well. Not just our results, but the hate watching is just adds to the picture. That it enhances my weekend so much. Last weekend was just watching the Brentford game. I was like, oh my God, so good. It's so good. And the downfall afterwards. And then, you go on to the next day, it's another downfall. It's a beautiful time at the moment.
It just adds a little bit of spice. Talking of spice, Dave, you saucy man. He has gifted 5 Latte Firm channel memberships. Thank you so much for your generosity, Dave. You've been such an amazing supporter of this channel for the longest time, and you're now a good friend. I really appreciate all the support that you've given us. And just on the support of the channel, welcome to our Patreon members. We are at 99 Patreon members. As soon as we hit our 100th, there will be an Ezra shirt giveaway for one lucky member. And also, I have a free ticket to the North London Derby for one Patreon member. That draw will come, I think, next week. When's the actual fixture? Is there an international break?
18th of November.
Yeah, so we'll do the draw. And I recognize many of you are overseas. Some of you may not want to come to the game or can't make the game, whatever. I will reimburse you with some vouchers to arsenal.com to spoil yourselves. But Dave, thank you. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. It helps towards the running costs of the channel. And of course, it allows me to give back to the community as well. Wayne, I mean, just going back to our imperious sort of form, we've conceded 3 goals all season. 1 goal from open play, as James told me last night. 1 goal, an extraordinary free kick, and the other, set piece from Newcastle. I don't quite know how the season is going to end, but I'm loving every minute of it so far, and I don't quite know what to put it down to. Is it the personnel that we brought in over the summer? Is it the arrival of Gabby Heinze? Is it Mikel Arteta learning as a young coach? Is it that the players are just, a bit more experienced and a bit better? Is it all of the above? Like, what are you putting down our really amazing start to this season down to?
It's a combination of all of it, but I do really think that the depth and the quality and the strength of our squad is the biggest difference this year. When we were talking in the summer, you were terrified of Liverpool and would they get Isak? They're going to run away with it. That didn't give them a centre-back. That didn't give them a defensive midfielder when Gravenberch was playing poorly or was getting injured like he is at the minute. That doesn't give them quality depth at fullback, which we're seeing now. It's the difference. With us, if we lose Timber for a couple of games, we've got Ben White. That's fantastic depth and quality. Even if Ben White's not playing at his best, he's still better than a lot of the league. We've got issues at the moment with injuries through Saliba. You take him out, and Moscara is one of the best defenders in the Premier League. And it's absolutely nuts that a kid from Spain for 13 million has come in and you kind of want him to be in and around that first team. And you can have that conversation. You can have that conversation with almost anyone in the squad. We're not complaining about injuries this year, despite the fact that you said at the start of the show. We've got one of the deepest sort of injury lists at the moment, especially for players that impact our first team. But last year, if we were missing Ødegaard, Saliba, Martinelli, Havertz for a period of time, we were finished. We were absolutely finished. But now you're replacing them with Gyökeres, you're replacing them with Eze, you're replacing them with quality members and additions to the squad that I think was the biggest reason why we've missed out in the last couple of years. winning the Premier League. Last year, obviously, the injuries told themselves, but just think back to a couple of seasons ago, Saliba hurts his back, and we're down to a situation where Ben White is kind of playing on one leg and Rob Holding has to come in. We don't have those worries anymore. So, yeah, we've done a brilliant job in the summer. We addressed almost every issue. Obviously, there was still the question mark at left wing, but Trossard and Martinelli are both contributing there. And Eze hasn't even really shown his best football there yet because Ødegaard's been injured. So, yeah, the depth and quality of the squad, I think, just allows us to be a bit more creative with our lineups, but also a bit more stress-free when it comes to injuries and making sure that everyone is fully fit.
I just brought up the slide from last night again, Ministry of Defence, and slightly different conversation than we had yesterday. And this is about the defence that everyone's comparing us to, the Chelsea defence that conceded 15 Premier League goals that season, chaps. At the moment, I mean, Chelsea conceded, I think, 39 goals in 55 games that year, 15 obviously in the Premier League. We are, and that's a goal, a rate of 0.55 per game. We're currently on a rate of 0.25 per game. Do you think we're going to beat that record, Yem? Wayne's sure that we won't.
No, I don't think so either. I think the difference is that the Premier League as a competitive league is it's so much more competitive than what it was at that point when Chelsea were dominating. You've got teams like Bournemouth, who are second in the league. You've got Sunderland, who are doing really well. Any team on any day can score against you. There is no given within the Premier League, as we've just, we're doing really well and we're defending really well. I think it's a lot to ask for us to do the 15. 20, I think, is fairly reasonable. I think if we can see 20, that's 1 in 2 effectively. So that's a very good record. I think the 15 was in a different era, a different time, where it was much more dominant by Chelsea. They'd literally gone out and bought everybody because Abramovich had just invested into the club. But you can't take away from that kind of 20 number because as well, don't forget, the number of matches has increased as well with that. So you've got a lot more load on the players, a lot more demands, a lot more high quality matches. This is not like where it was again, and I refer back to that era where you could take it easy against a Leicester maybe, etc. Every game now in the Premier League is difficult. So I think it's difficult, not impossible, but I don't think it's likely, just given those factors, really.
Well, I mean, it's extraordinary what we've started with. 3 goals conceded in all competitions, not just the 9 Premier League games. All competitions, I think, is utterly absurd. And it's funny because that Chelsea team is always the one that people sort of say, the Centurions team, like, are they better than the Invincibles, blah, 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 blah. But if we go and, I guess, get our crown back, because prior to the Abramovich investment, it was Arsenal who had the leanest defence in Premier League record in Premier League history. And we'd simply be just getting it back again. And honestly, when I look at this team, and just to Kimo's point here, we've conceded 0.10 XGOT, whatever the hell that means, in October. I mean, like, there were 3 games where we didn't even concede a shot on goal. This team is so good at the back. And you look at the personnel, and you look at, I think someone mentioned it earlier, Doug, a healthy Calafiori's made a huge difference. In Capier, the insurance policy, MLS is still young. You look at the right side, Jurrien Timber. I mean, my goodness. Ben White coming back, played really well on Wednesday night. Christian Moscara, Wayne, to your point, the guy's got a younger brother. Did you see that? Julian Moscara.
He's 14. He's 14.
Christian at 14 years of age.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he plays for the Spanish under-15s. Mikel Arteta, mate. Mikel Arteta is one step ahead of you, bruv.
I know. I saw it at the signing.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, the impact is just sensational. Dave, the picture on the right hand side is courtesy of Bleacher Report, and the purpose of me putting this in the show yesterday was that Arsenal fans have been labelled as being arrogant and overconfident, and Arsenal have been arrogant about our defensive record when actually it's just outlets producing graphics like this, and people jump on it and they think Arsenal are being arrogant. We're not. It's crazy. I love this from Christoph. Big Gabby never rests, even in cartoons. The corner kicks, everyone's having a chill, everyone's working from home, but Big Gabby's there. But this is obviously one of the biggest things, chaps. Mikel Arteta went out into the summer. He recruited Gabby Heinze. He's brought in some defensive players. Moscara, an unbelievable steal. Nkapie looks very, very capable. Calafiori, hopefully, if we can get a season out of him, and if Ben White gets back to anywhere near his best, to get rid of Tomiyasu, to get rid of Kivior, to get rid of Sinchenko, that was major, major overhaul, and it looks like it's paying off. And we've all got our favourites you look at the 8, the Ministry of Defence I've been talking about for weeks and months now. But if any of those players play, I'm so chilled, I'm so calm. I don't think I've ever had that sensation before. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember who of you sort of said just a few moments ago that in that title race, Saliba got injured, Holding came in. Mate, any of these boys can play, and I'm like, yeah, calm, we got this. I don't think we're going to concede, and that's a very unusual place to be. I think it's just one of our many strengths. So, Jism McDizzle says, wow, 30,000 nearly feels Highbury. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate that. 30,000 followers on X. Chelsea didn't have VAR. Kimo's come back. David Raya, of course, is someone that we need to give a lot of credit to. Raya makes great saves, and I could see us staying on pace, challenging that record because of his shot stopping. Kepa is also very good. Kepa played really well on Wednesday, I thought. Hand of Arsenal is in the house. Obviously, kind messages earlier saying Real Madrid have already inquired about Moscara via intermediaries, and we have told them he is not for sale at any price. Now, the question is that Christian Moscara or his brother Julian Moscara? No, I'm sure it's Christian. I mean, I don't even... do you know what? I don't think I've got the capacity, gents, to even think about Moscara's ceiling. Honestly, the guy, he's frighteningly good. He is a demon of a centre-back. And, I know we have Saliba and Gabriel. And I know Gabriel is probably the best centre-back in football right now. But Moscara's... I don't want to say it, but he's not far off. Every time he plays, he's incredible.
Well, the question, the difference is think about this. Potentially William Saliba is out tomorrow by the sounds of it. Are you actually worried? Are either of you worried particularly?
It's funny. I mean, obviously, I'm desperately sad that Saliba's maybe a sort of doubt for tomorrow. But to my point just a few minutes ago, Yem, I'm so calm. I'm like, Saliba's out. No, we got this. Don't worry. Just chuck in Moscara. If Moscara doesn't want to play, move Calafiori across or play Ben White centre back. Mate, we're good. Every single player, every single one of these can defend. And you know what? Sorry, Yem. All of these guys, they can deal with different types of attackers. And that's the key thing. I look at Urian Timber. I look at Ricky Calafiori. I look at Miles Lewis-Skelly, just as our sort of fullbacks that have played recently. Players can't go past them. Players can't go round them. Players can't go through them. Players can't go over them. And then you look at Gabriel and Saliba in the middle. And, it was, Yem, you and I have been on shows with Woz in the past where he's sort of given his sort of monologue about if you want to fight us, we'll fight you. If you want to play us, we'll play you. If you want to go technical, if you want to go aerial, if you want to go on the ground, we'll do the lot. Every single one of these defenders can do every aspect of defending. Go on, Yem.
I mean, the interesting thing was that in the Crystal Palace game, obviously William Saliba came off at half-time with an injury. John Mateta had him on toast at that point, remember? And we don't know if it's down to the injury. But after half-time when Christian Moscara came on, did you notice anything about... Did Mateta really bully Moscara? I didn't notice him that much in the second half. I thought Moscara dealt with him really well. And it's a testament to him that Mateta is a really good striker. He's physical, he's big, he imposes himself. I didn't see anything from that from Moscara. I don't think he's fazed by that. It's incredible temperament from a young player to be able to handle that kind of pressure. The Premier League is not an easy league. There are top strikers everywhere. And he's done it so well. I mean, obviously having Gabriel next to him, Urian Timber, etc., does help. And you've got David Raya behind you. That obviously does help you. But we've seen what happens when you've got subpar players in the defence. We've crumbled because of it. It's really refreshing. And look, credit to Berta, because we know Berta was the one who literally said, as soon as he came in, go to Valencia and get this boy. And he got him for £13 million. Let me repeat that. £13 million. That is the steal of all steals. Anelka was a steal at 500k. In modern terms, this is the Anelka deal, because you've potentially got one of the best defenders in the world in the next 2 years, I think. Such a cheap price. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Lots of love for Berta in the chat. Lots of love for Christian Moscara and, of course, our defenders in general. Kind of linked to that, I've asked you guys to think of your favorite moment of the season so far, and your best player of the season so far. And chat, I want you guys to get involved. And the challenge that I set these chaps was, what is your favorite moment? Moment could be a goal, it could be a celebration, it could be a in-game moment, it could be out-of-game moment. And we've got some very interesting answers. And I would say, actually, let's start with you, Wayne. I asked you what your favorite moment of 25-26 was, and it wasn't actually a game. It was the unveiling of Eberechieza.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Well, starting with the Ornstein announcement of Eberechieza with you and James live, that moment is just in Arsenal social folklore now. Like your two reaction for that tweet for that announcement is just iconic. But everything around the Eze announcement, and most importantly his signing, was me truly buying into the fact, yeah, I think we're going to win this league. I always had hope, I always had faith, and for all of the conversations we've said about Arteta and whatever, I always felt like we were one player away from winning the title. And when it didn't look like we were going to get Eze, and when it looked like he was going to Spurs, we had done all of this amazing work. We could have signed Moscara, we could have signed Gyökeres, we could have signed Madueke, we signed Zubimendi. We could have done all of that. The feeling wouldn't have been as good, as sort of positive, if we didn't get that playmaker, if we didn't get that left winger. And we did that with one of the best players in the league, someone who has come in, has already made a difference. He may not have as many goals or as many assists as we would have thought, but just him being there has really, really contributed. I think he's played very well, and I don't even think he's touched anywhere near his best level. But the three of us were lucky enough to be in that stadium the minute that he walked out. And we had heard sort of all of the rumours about his interview with Ian Wright and the fact that he was maybe going to walk out onto the pitch. Like, yes, we celebrate goals. Yes, we sing along with the songs. I don't remember very many moments where I felt the way I felt him walking out into the middle of the pitch with that song playing. And it was just a beautiful moment for him. It was a beautiful moment for us. Everyone was in their seats sort of 10, 15 minutes before kickoff. And it was just from there. It was a bit like when we first saw Jesus play at the Emirates against Leicester all of those years ago. It was Jesus in the sun, skilling up the whole Leicester defence. And you kind of thought, yeah, we're going to be in for a good season here. And you saw it as they walk out. It came at a time where Tottenham was going to sign him. Everyone was so scared that Tottenham were going to sign him and felt sick about it. We took him from them, and now he's just one of our star players. So yeah, him signing was far and away, I think, for me, my favourite moment.
Where does it rank for you in terms of signings of the past? And obviously the Mesut Ozil day night was insane. But given everything you've expressed, the fact that he was an Arsenal boy and he's coming back to finish off that unwritten story, the fact that Spurs were on the verge, they thought they were closing in on signing him, the fact that he is the type of player that we were so desperately craving, and the window went on and on and on, the fact that it was just completely out of the blue and Ornstein gave us that bomber and, of course, that iconic moment that so many of you are talking about in the chat. Thank you. Really appreciate the kind words. Sometimes I watch it back again just to kind of, was this real? Where does it rank for you, Wayne, in terms of just not signings as a player, but just in general, like the announcements and everything to do with the whole sort of move?
It's up there. It's up there with the Ozils. I don't think it can beat Ozil because that was just madness. Like I don't think anyone at that time thought Arsenal had the capacity to get someone of that quality from Real Madrid at the very, very top of his game. But he's certainly up there. I think for me, it would probably be in the top three alongside. I was a big fan of Arshavin, that whole signing, even though I wasn't necessarily like familiar with him and his game. Just the way that the signing kind of went down to the end of January, and he just came out in a random kind of quote and was like, "I am Gunnar," and it just I loved all of that. But no, just I'm so grateful that I was able to just be in the stadium for that moment, because we as a club have never really done anything like that. We've always had them up in the stands. We've always kind of seen the camera on TV pan to them, and the fans in the stadium don't really know that they're there until you see after the game. But we made a big deal of it, and Eze really deserves it.
Well, there we go. Lots of people reminiscing about that moment. Hand of Arsenal says, Berta has changed my life. The announcement of Andrea Berta is the one that we should all be talking about as our favourite moment. M. Very kind of you as well. Yem, you've not gone for a signing. You've gone for a goal, but not the goal that I would have expected. You've gone for a goal from Martin Zubimendi. Tell us why.
The one against Nottingham Forest, the volley. I just thought it was a moment of class. Do you know what? This player and the word class just go together so well. It is everything he does is just class. Passing, movement, his eye for the pass, and that goal. And he doesn't score many goals either. To score 2 in a game, but this one was really special. When it, again, another set piece. It came out, and it kind of scares me now that look, he's going to stay on that, just outside the penalty area, and he's going to try it again at some point. And believe me, he's got the technique. The boy has got an unbelievable technique. You see it in his passing, and I believe that Arteta is going to do wonders with that, because he's deliberately now staying on the edge of the penalty. It was just a phenomenal goal. Everyone just went, wow, that's an amazing volley. It was. Again, he's been such a good player for us. It's gone under the radar. We've been talking. Wayne's rightly said about Eze, etc. And obviously because Zubimendi was so well in advance, and it was done, with quite a lot of time going on it, that we didn't really give it the fanfare that we should. But I think the Premier League is waking up to the fact. Most media commentators have said, "Look, Zubimendi is changing Arsenal," and I think we can all acknowledge. He has changed us. He's leveled our midfield so much. Declan Rice is a better player because of Martin Zubimendi. And goals like this are just another test, adding another piece to Zubimendi's arsenal. And can you imagine in a year or so when he's fully acclimated to the Premier League, it's not even going to be funny anymore, because he'll just rock up, be like, I get the feeling that he will be almost like Rodri, but I think he's got so much more in his locker. He's also a bit of a pit bull in the tackle as well. He does like a good tackle, which I really enjoy. I like him. I think he's such a class player. But that volley just epitomized what I like about him, his classiness. It was a class goal from a classy player.
I think he almost needed that goal, because I think a lot of the tacticos and those people that have been watching, European football for a long time knew what he was going to bring in terms of being the metronome, the thermometer, as people are saying in the chat, the volume dial, as I described him as in the summer. I think there was an expectation of just playing style and the way that he was going to settle in. But, as Hand of Arsenal says, yeah, spitting pure facts here. Player of the season so far. He is the system. But I think that goal kind of just caught everyone's attention. For those people that maybe aren't as close to Zubimendi as some of us, and for those people that maybe don't support Arsenal, that are thinking, wow, this guy he's a player. It was a magnificent moment. Yeah, absolutely magnificent.
Can I say one thing? He has created a problem for us, though, in that he is one of a kind. There's no replacement for him, which is really scary.
Well, I mean, look, you can't replace Saka, you can't replace Rice, you can't replace Gabriel, but we have cobbled together a squad of players that have, strengths and merits of their own, and every player has their own style. And look, there's going to be games where Zubimendi's just either not available or not, fit to play, or he's just going to have to sit out. Yeah. And we find solutions, and that's what it's about. I was torn between my moment of the season so far. Lots of people have already talked about it. I was contemplating on a personal note, because that 14 minutes against Atletico Madrid was, wow, not really a moment. It was 14 minutes, but you get what I mean, right? Just as a cluster of events. My son was there, his first Champions League game. But I think the moment for me, and I think what it does in terms of belief for the players and propelling us to, the top of the league, and giving us that sort of belief that we can go on and do this, was Big Gabby's winner at St James's. I mean, it was the most incredible game, because Newcastle Arsenal has a lot of spice. 1-0 down. Declan Rice whips in that cross, and Mikel Merino rises like a salmon and sort of pokes it towards the back, far post, and with 7-8 minutes to go with it plus injury time. And there's all of us that were watching on TV and in the ground probably thinking, great, 1-1. We can, that'll do. We can get away with that. And then to go into the late stages of that game, as so many people have said, Big Gabby, the winner, the celebration, the moment, the fact that it was Newcastle, the fact it was a set piece, the fact it was so late. I just think, I mean, I watch the YouTube highlights of that match almost daily, just because I think it's gonna. When you look back at the season and think about moments that potentially might lead to, hopefully, a Premier League title. I think Haroon is in the chat, by the way. We talked about special moments, special year. Haroon, happy birthday as well, by the way, brother. Hope you have a fabulous day. Hope you have a fabulous weekend of celebrating. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. But I honestly, I just think that is the game that you look back on and think, that's the one. So for me, it was it was just an incredible feeling, going live on the whistle with James. We were like crying with joy and screaming like little girls, and it was emotional. It was emotional, and I think that meant the most. Wayne, you're nodding.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at what's happened since. If we didn't win that game in that way against Newcastle, we could very easily be in Liverpool's situation right now. That's sort of the momentum swings in a title race, in a title campaign. If we lose to Newcastle or it finishes 1-1, we could go on and not beat West Ham, not beat Fulham, and be in a very similar situation to what we've been. So yeah, that moment and that winner is key, and it's really set us up now to where we are at the minute.
Honestly, I still remember how I celebrated, screaming the house down, chucking my son in the air like on my shoulders. It was honestly, oh wow! And this is another sort of personal thing. Dave says Gabriel, he wanted redemption that day and he got it. What a game! What a win! We could talk about this all night. All right, let's move on to player of the season then. So far, some absolute sterling shouts there in the chat as well. The Atletico Madrid one is very popular. Player of the season. Let's start with, who are we going to start with? Yembele, your player of the season so far.
It's so hard to choose. I said, obviously, I was talking about Zubimendi before, but it has to be Jurrien Timber. What a player he has been. I think everyone acknowledges him, and we've seen it on multiple media outlets. He's acknowledged as the best right back in the league by far, and I don't think it's even a contest. I don't think there's anyone who comes close to him. Powerful, strong, defensively minded, one-on-one, probably the best defender you can see. But this season as well, what's happened is that he started to click with Saka, which is even scarier, because that was the only problem that was there, that he wasn't linking up very well with Saka, and that's changed, obviously. When he goes forward, he looks like a threat. He's scored 2 goals, He's just been immense, considering he came back from an ACL injury 2 years, almost a year or so, a half ago or so. He's been nigh on perfect. His attitude is top notch. Whenever you see him, he's a warrior. He doesn't give up. Love him. He could be the best right back we've ever had. If he secures the title the way he's going for, yeah, he could do. And obviously, as Hand of Arsenal's putting it, we are talking about his contract at the moment, and we're going early because we're talking about probably the best right back.
Mate, Hand of Arsenal just confirmed it.
As he does always, he doesn't miss. But you want to secure him early, and he loves the club. Hand of Arsenal's been telling us that he loves the club. He absolutely loves it. He breathes Arsenal. He goes to under 21s, women's matches. He absolutely loves this kind of thing. I love that kind of player. That player who, like Eze, as Wayne talked about, the one who kind of connects to the club and connects to the fans. You love that, and I just think we're so lucky to have him. He's altered Arsenal in a way that I didn't think was going to be possible, because Ben White has been an amazing right back for us. But to combine the forward play and the defensive play in such a way that you're like, is he probably the most complete right back? Probably he is. It's crazy, and I'm hoping he can stay injury free and keep going, because it's crazy what he's been doing so far.
He's absurd as a footballer, yeah. I said it last year, my player of the season. Everything he's been through and what he's doing this season, he's improved in the final third. I mean, I didn't notice Timber's run for our second goal in midweek. I sort of saw it on the timeline. I was like, excuse me, can we just take a moment to reflect? He picked up the ball deep inside our half, and he literally bursts slalom runs through the entire Brighton midfield.
It was a powerful run. It was a powerful run. You know, like Miles Lewis-Skelly does that. It was exactly that kind of run where he powered it through, and he didn't. You know, he was.
I think honestly, I think he's obviously a fantastic footballer, great energy, great engine, ferocious in the tackle, reads the game so well. He's getting better in the final third. I mean, you're right. So many people have said in the chat he might turn out if he stays for another 5 years. You know, he's knocking on the door of being maybe the best right back in. I mean, I'm thinking Lauren, I'm thinking Dicko, I'm thinking Sanya. This guy's got the lot.
But think about this as well. He wasn't a right back by trade. He was a centre back. When he's at Ajax, he played as a centre back. So he's got that ability, if we need it, to go to centre back. It's crazy, his versatility. He's played from the left. He can play in midfield. This is an exceptional player. And the ACL robbed us of a year of him being absolutely, because he is exceptional. He may have not been the creative force because obviously we're only seeing it a year down from his ACL recovery. But it's phenomenal. He's such a phenomenal player. It's crazy what he could be, because you know he keeps going up. His levels keep going up, and I wonder where his ceiling is. That you know he's 24, is he 24, 25-ish?
Yeah, mid-20s, young boy.
He's not, and he's already a leader. You know, he's a leader. He looks so calm on the pitch. I love everything about him.
Listen, there are players that you would obviously love to meet, and Saka would be top of my list. But I think if I could meet any Arsenal player, I'd probably want to meet Jurrien Timber second after Bukayo. I love him so much, and that's what I'm going to say. Wayne, you've been very quiet. You've gone for David Raya.
Yeah, I have
Tell
done.
us.
And I think you can go for any sort of one of Calafiori, Gabriel, Timber. I think Zubimendi's been brilliant. But I think in these types of conversations, David Raya gets left out a little bit too easily. And we spoke about all of the rotation and the quality and depth of our defense. Like Timber can come out, Ben White can come in, Saliba can come out, Moscara can come in, and all of these guys are brilliant. The one constant is David Raya. And this season, he, for me, has really stepped up in his ability to just save us at a time where he shouldn't really save us. We might be dominating a game, we might be having chances and not able to make the breakthrough. It goes down the other end, and David Raya makes the save that keeps it as a clean sheet. And I think that, yes, he's got a strong defense in front of him, a strong midfield that are shielding them as well. But this guy is so composed when balls come into the box. His reading of the game has been phenomenal this season. And I think he is a lot more for us, and especially because he's not really been troubled. He's a lot more for us than a goalkeeper. His play on the floor to pass it through the lines into our midfield, to bait that press, to set up long balls for the attacks. I think he has just been brilliant this season. And I just think back to all of those conversations that we had about Ramsdale and David Raya shouldn't be coming in. We've got Aaron Ramsdale. I can't imagine a team now without David Raya in it. And you think back to how we felt as Arsenal fans last season, right, when we went up against Donnarumma. And David Raya may not necessarily have the height of Donnarumma or the stature in goal, but I think teams are now feeling that intimidation that we might only get one chance because our defense is so damn good. And David Raya is more than likely going to save it. So, yeah, for me, it's David Raya, and I think he's been exceptional for the past 2 seasons now.
You know, you think about moments where David Raya has made crucial saves, so the games could have swung in those moments, and the fortune would have swung. Even the saves at Old Trafford on day one of this season. You know, had he not made those saves, and had we have not come away with a win, you know, the season would be looking completely different. Made a really key save at St James's. Like, you're right, it goes completely under the radar. And I think a goalkeeper of his caliber, and I was absolutely one of those fans where I just could not understand why we signed him. I was like, 3 million loan fee, okay, cool, no, good number 2. And then he came in and dropped, you know, Arteta dropped Ramsey. I was like, what is he doing? And then we committed to £27 million on top. This guy has blown my mind with the goalkeeping role. He has elevated it away in a way that I could never have imagined. And Mikel is a total lunatic for seeing that. And yeah, the coaching, what's his name? the goalkeeper coach,
Inaki Kanya.
Inaki.
Like, he knows obviously David Raya from time at Brentford. And so it's a big punt, Ramsdale wasn't a bad keeper by any stretch, obviously the concentration issues and all that sort of stuff. But like, Raya has come in and he's just not put a foot wrong. And there's been a couple of mistakes, mental fatigue, defenders were, Saliba playing some hospital passes towards the back end of last season. He's obviously made a few mistakes himself, but you're going to get them. And mistakes from goalkeepers are always punished, right? And punished with severe sort of punishment. But he's absolutely incredible. Kimo says Raya's shot stopping has been really good for a while, but it's not even the reason that he plays for Arsenal. He's the best goalkeeper with his feet and positioning. The one-hand saves. Go on.
I was going to say, you mentioned there the issues with Ramsdale previously. I'm not doing this to compare, obviously, the two. Ramsdale had a really good game for Newcastle the other day, and I wish him well for his career. But can you imagine a goalkeeper in this team with a potential concentration issue, with the fact that David Raya probably sees the ball in his box for a combined 5 minutes a game, and he has to be switched on for those 5 minutes, because 4 of those minutes are him coming to claim a cross or claim a corner, and he does it just so naturally. He doesn't scare any of us. And then the other minute might be him making a reaction save. He has to be switched on for 90 minutes, despite the fact that he's kind of not doing anything goalkeeper wise. He's doing a lot with our build up and on the ball, but he's been so fantastic when it came to, like you said, that Old Trafford game where he saved us a couple of times where he really had no right to. He's just been brilliant. His shot stopping has been fantastic.
He's been incredible. Honestly, he's completely blown my mind, and I haven't got the capacity to even think about how Mikel will elevate the goalkeeping position even more in future.
Question for you both: is he going to make it a three-peat for the Golden Glove this season?
I think, mate. I mean, it's not solely down to him. Obviously, we know that. The defenders are insane. The way we defend as a team is also insane. It's not even just down to the back four. I think he's got it in the bag.
So then here's a question, because I'm trying to think. Cech, if you look through the great goalkeepers of the years, how many won multiple Golden Gloves in the same season? Probably Cech did as well, but in recent times, you've had Alisson, Edison, all these great goalkeepers. But David Raya has kind of gone under the radar, with this, 3 in a row.
I think, it goes back to, I think it was Wayne's point. Because he hasn't got the stature or the aura or the frame or the intimidating nature of being a 6'6" guy. And bearing in mind, the crossbar's 8 feet off the ground, and he's probably bang on 6 foot. He does look quite small in a goal, whereas Donnarumma just looks massive. He doesn't fill the goal, right? So I think for those reasons, he probably won't ever get the plaudits that maybe he deserves. And he's not. And if you think about his temperament and his character, goalkeepers have been nut jobs in the past. Peter Schmeichel, Jens Lehmann, like we've seen some absolute monsters of goalkeepers. This guy reminds me of an Edwin van der Sar, but just better on the ball and obviously smaller in frame. And I think it's because of that he's not going to get the attention. He's just a 9 out of 10 silent assassin in goal, gets a job done every week. I mean, I don't know.
I think the reality of the situation is he won't get it until we win a title, until we win trophies, until we're racking up the silverware. He could win the Golden Glove for the next 10 years. It doesn't mean anything if we come out titleless. If we come away without a Premier League and win many more. That, like Edison, for everything he was good with on the ball, he wasn't the best goalkeeper. But he's talked about so glowingly because even Joe Hart, to an extent, Joe Hart wasn't the best goalkeeper for Man City, but he won a hell of a lot. So you've got a positive spin on him. So yeah, I just think him as a player is fantastic. Give him the titles, he'll be in whatever conversation that you want.
Still to come, the Premier League is back. We have hate watches on the horizon and Arsenal head to Turf Moor. But before we move on to that, my candidate for player of the season so far, I think it's obvious. I mentioned it earlier. Best defender in the game. I mean, lads, what else is there left to say about this guy? I think he's taken his game and gone up a level this year. I think he was absolutely devastated to have missed out the tail end of last season. You saw the footage of him with his injury, sort of in crutches, crying every time we sort of won a game or went through in the Champions League. He was crying with his family. You can see how much Arsenal means to him. Not only is he a warrior, a colossal of a defender, he's supremely talented. His passing is insane also as a defender. The guy's a leader. He's a model pro. And you know what? I love all the, I get really giddy when I see players, fist clenching and fist bumping and high fiving every time they just block something. I love seeing that. That is old school. It's just things you love to see. Like, you can see the joy he takes from clean sheets and blocking tackles. And I love the fact that he's so physical. He grapples with players. Like I said earlier, you want to fight with him, he'll give you a fight. You want to play football with him, he'll play football, and he'll probably play you off the park. You want to try and run with him, he will. He's quick. You want to wrestle with him, he will take you down. Like, there's nothing this guy can't do. And I just think he's the king of Arsenal. I mean, I think he's been the best player this season.
Thing is, Wayne put it really well when we talked on our podcast that he's
Nice
like
Sergio. What's it called? Well, I mean, you may as well finish it.
It's the delightful red lines and half spaces that people can find on many platforms. Check it out now. I can do this cheesy stuff all day. Sponsors, just hit me up. Just give me the scripts. I'll roll them out for you. But he talked about him as kind of like Sergio Ramos, and what he needs now, as we've just talked about with David Wright, is titles, because Sergio Ramos has got the titles behind him. He was a monster, everywhere, box in the opposition's box, defensively. He needs titles because he deserves to have that recognition, as you talked about, Faisal, as one of the best that has played. Not only because of what he is now, but his journey. Don't forget where he started off. He was so raw when he came to us. Red cards, looking, rash tackles. Now you can't even see that. Passing ability. His passing has gone on this season. He's clipping balls really elegantly. So he's been able to, improve himself over the years. It's crazy. And I think he's acknowledged as one of the best centre-backs, if not the best centre-back at the moment in the world, I think, at this current moment in time. You talk about Virgil van Dijk, fabulous defender. William Saliba, obviously a Rolls-Royce defender. But on form right now for both boxes, it's not even, it's untouchable, isn't it? I to me personally, because you put the whole package together, who else is delivering in opposition boxes and their own boxes? It's only Gabriel stands out by a mile.
And weirdly, if he goes missing for a game or two, we're not even worried. What a squad. What a time to be alive. Right, let's move away from these awards. That's been really good fun. Thanks also for everyone watching and for all the chat suggestions. It's not very straightforward when you've got such a talented group of players. But it is fantastic. Let's say a couple more comments before we talk about the game tomorrow. Matthew says, one of these days, Big Gabby's volleys will hit the back of the net. Yeah, he's trying a couple of shots on goal as well. Dave says, you can see the difference when Big Gabby came on Wednesday night. Yeah, opposition teams, they don't know what to do with him when he's in the box. They do not know what to do with us. I think it's fantastic. Absolutely. King of both boxes, says Doug. Exactly. Right, let's move on. Away from that. Hate watching again, ole ole. The Premier League is back this weekend, as you guys can see on your screens now. We are top of the league, 4 points clear, not of Liverpool, who are down in 7th, not of Manchester City, who are down in 5th, but we are 4 points clear of Bournemouth, who find themselves in 2nd. The enemy are in 3rd. Sunderland, Granit Xhaka's Sunderland, are in 4th. And then you've got Pep and Ruben Amorim has climbed with Manchester United into 6th. So the fixtures this weekend: Brighton will play Leeds at home, 3 p.m. kickoff. No 12:30 kickoff, another disappointment. Burnley Arsenal, 3 p.m. That would have been lovely, wouldn't it? Burnley Arsenal, 12:30 kickoff, and then we could have hate watched Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United, Spurs versus Chelsea, 5:30, and then Anfield. Could it be 7 defeats and 8 for Humpty Dumpty as Aston Villa go to Anfield? West Ham host Newcastle on Sunday. Manchester City home to Bournemouth. That could be a tricky game. And then Granit Xhaka's men hosting Everton on a nice, spicy Monday night football. Feelings going into the weekend, Wayne? How are you feeling? Obviously, hate watch FC, but also, Burnley away. What's your immediate sort of raw emotion?
Yeah, I'm not caring about hate watch at the minute. Because
we got to get out. It's been glorious the last 2-3 weeks.
We got to get. It has been, but we've done our job.
True.
So a hate watch can't happen if we lose. Like, I'm not going to sit there and probably watch the games after if we don't get the 3 points against Burnley, because I'll just be in my feelings too much. But I don't care. I really don't care. We're too good for me to really care. Like, I enjoy the downfall of Liverpool. I'm still afraid of Pep and Haaland. I'm not going to lie, despite the fact that we've got a gap. I love the fact that Uncle Unai done us a favour last weekend, and I hope he does us another one this weekend. I'm not going to hold my breath though, because I think we're asking for a little bit too much from him. But no, do our job against Burnley, and I'll sit there and hate watch with the rest of you. Like I'll fully enjoy it. But I just think that we need to focus on each game at a time, go step by step, and just carry on doing our business. We're so good this year. I'm more excited to watch us play. I'm just glad that we're back in action. I'm loving us in the Premier League at the minute, and it's a game where we've done quite well against promoted sides recently. Especially over the last few years, especially under Arteta. I'm hoping that we can go to Burnley and have another good performance. But for some reason, these teams up north just hate us. They really just hate us. I'm just hoping that we just comfortably score a couple more set pieces, upset everyone, and come away with the 3 points.
Yeah. Joel has been praising you all night. This has got to be Mrs. Wayne in disguise, surely. Or Metro. It's probably Metro that banned it.
On the payroll.
Joel, but Joel, thank you for your
It
comments.
needs to be on the payroll, the amount of money he has to pay out on merch.
And thanks for watching. Speaking of merch, the latest merch, the 94 stuff is just so good. It's so good.
Yeah, but Arsenal have missed a trick. I mean, this weekend, have you seen, like our good friend Chief put out, that we're going to be in a different kit this weekend. So obviously the Arsenal
it's a white
goalkeeper
kit. It's just a goalkeeper kit.
It's the white, yeah, but the goalkeeper,
right?
yeah. So how many we've got about 6 goalkeeper kits, and we haven't released a single collection of them. Yeah. What is going on, Arsenal? Missing a trick.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Can we just talk about a couple of clubs in particular? Arnie Slot, James and I covered this last night, and the question was, are Liverpool in crisis? It could be 7 defeats and 8 tomorrow. Is it a crisis at Anfield?
By their standards, yes. Because, again, you're talking about the current champions. Usually, it's very odd that the current champions have such a drastic downfall. But I've said this many a time. I think, unfortunately, there are a couple of factors, and one very pertinent one was brought up. Obviously, it has been an emotional time for the club in terms of this season. They have had experienced, unfortunately, a devastating loss, and we don't know the psychological effect that it will have on players. So there's that one. I also do think there is an imbalance in the side, which is quite obvious. They have got a big Trent Alexander-shaped hole in the squad at right back. They're struggling to fill that slot there because he was an exceptional player. He was such a focal point in their team in terms of his pass delivery and the way he got into the box and the goals he got as well. Free kicks, goals from outside the box. He was phenomenal. And I think the problem is that they built a lot of it around him, and now there's a struggle to fit someone against him. They don't have anyone who can fit that mold. I think you have to look at it as they are supposed to be title challengers, and I'm sure they will be, because I think they're too good a squad not to be there. But we are starting to see issues, and we're starting to see a manager who is talking a little bit too much about other teams playing long balls and playing set pieces, yada, yada, yada. We don't like set pieces and all this kind of stuff. That's the game. That's what's happening. Every team does that. Does Mikel Arteta complain about when other teams do it to us? No. It is now part of football. They are the champions. They should be able to understand what's going on. If you can't deal with a long ball, then there's certainly questions there. Again, do we question whether they spent too much on strikers? They bought a 90 million pound striker and then bought a 120 million pound striker. Would that have been better spent on focusing on a player like Gay, who they were supposed to get, couldn't get it? These questions, I think, that will be answered in the winter and the summer. But they are definitely on a downturn at the moment. We'll see tomorrow if it continues, because, again, I think teams are starting to click on to that Liverpool struggle with set pieces and long ball throw-ins. Look what happened with Brentford. Coyote was literally disorientating the Liverpool defence every throw-in, and I think teams will pick up on that, because long throw-ins are obviously very much in at the moment. We'll see tomorrow, because obviously Unai Emery has got the capacity to disrupt these teams, as we saw against Man City. So it'll be interesting. I think still that Liverpool are still a threat. I just don't think they're in the right place at the moment, and I think a lot of their players are struggling at the moment.
Wayne, feel free to kind of chip in on the Arnie Slot sort of conversation, Liverpool conversation. But Ruben Amorim, It's taken a lot of criticism, even from non-United fans, including from people like myself. But here we are, 9 games in. They're 6th in the table, 2 points off second. Has he turned it around? Is it too early to say?
I wouldn't go as far as saying he's turned it around because they still don't look great, but results are results at the end of the day, and he weren't getting them before. I will say I haven't really paid much attention to Man United outside of the guy who needs to cut his hair. But I didn't realise that they were this high up in the table, because they've been rubbish.
And they've had some tough fixtures.
They have. So credit to him and credit to them, because like you said, he's had a lot of stick, rightly so. He's done a lot wrong. But I think at the end of the day, especially in this league, attackers will win you games. And when you've got Mbeumo, when you've got Cunha, when you've got Sesko, and when you've got someone like Fernandes, even if you're going to concede 2, you've got the quality to score 3, just with some of those players. And I think if he can make it click, then they might be on for a bit of a better season than they were anticipating. I still think that if they finish in the top 10, and it's weird saying that because it's Man United, but just in name, if they finish in the top 10, I think they've had a good season considering, because I still don't think that their squad or their team is very, very good. But it's mental to me that we've been lavishing a lot of praise on our side to Arteta and to our team, but Amorim's probably going to win Manager of the Month this month. It's mental.
Well, hopefully they do, because I don't want the Mikel Arteta, downfall. They are 4th, are they?
No, I don't think so. I think it's dropped down because of obviously the results on the weekend. I think your table's right, isn't it?
I would hope so, because this is courtesy of PremierLeague.com.
Unless they've played a game more. No, they're 6th.
Yeah, Manchester United are 6th.
They're 6th. Yeah, they're 6th. Yeah, because obviously they dropped down because Bournemouth, obviously the results of the week. When Tottenham beat Everton, they pushed up.
Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo obviously making the difference. They're coming good. Benjamin Sesko obviously looks like a good player as well. Yeah, the table is correct. Thank you. Appreciate that. Listen, Paul, no worries, man. It's not that deep, trust me. But obviously when someone says it, it makes me kind of check, especially when I take, 15, 20 minutes to put these slides together before each show.
He took offense because Granit Xhaka's 4th.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Know your place, people. Know your place. Just quickly, United, top 4?
No, top 10. Top 10, as Wayne said.
And Liverpool dropping out of the top 4?
No. They'll come back.
Okay.
The question, the caveat with United, just to finish it off, is that if they get injuries, as they've shown, that's it.
Why would Dembele be in charge of the graphics?
Because they look so good.
Because they're wrong. Because they're wrong.
Because they're wrong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Let's move on to Burnley then. So the home straight, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Can we finally bring it home was the question that we talked about. I just wanted to bring this to you guys. The supercomputer that Opta have make Arsenal complete favourites for the title, and it looks like we are going to walk away with it. However, we know that the Premier League is completely unforgiving. It is relentless. The fixtures come thick and fast, and anything can change. Liverpool were 4 points clear just 6 weeks ago, and that's how fast things change. So it's looking good. Hopefully it'll be title number 14. Hopefully we can bring it home, and hopefully Mikel Arteta will be fashioning that trophy at the end of the season. So let's think about tomorrow. We head to Turf Moor, where we play Scotty Parker, not Vincent Kompany, Scott Parker's Burnley, newly promoted Burnley, who are in the Premier League yet again. They seem to be the yo-yo club. Can you believe they've spent over £100 million in the summer? They bought
all the promoted teams paid over 100 million.
I mean, it's Premier League money, right? Yeah, the wallets are bursting. But they bought the Ugachukwu, was it, from Chelsea for 25 odd million quid. They've got Armando Broja. How do you say his name?
Broja.
He was the one who was injured, wasn't he? He was also at Chelsea. Number 20 odd million quid.
They brought back Carl Walker to the Premier League.
They did. Was that free transfer?
Yeah. No, 5 million, I think.
5 million, yeah.
They also they bought a Chelsea centre-back for about 15 million quid, Bashir Humphreys. They bought a winger from Serie A, from Lazio, Loum Chuuna. Mate, I've completely butchered all of these names. But they've done some serious business. Jaden Anthony, also a left winger. Zion Fleming from Millwall, cost them 6 million quid. They've been buying some players, but unfortunately, well, I guess if you're Burnley, you want to stay out of the relegation zone, and game week 9, they are doing exactly that. They are just ahead of Fulham, Forest, and of course, abysmal Wolverhampton Wanderers. I've already asked this to Wayne Yem, but what are your thoughts going into Turf Moor tomorrow? It is going to be a difficult game. Burnley will make it difficult because that's just the way that they are. Scotty Parker's been very, very complimentary about Mikel Arteta and our set pieces and our sort of football style. But are you expecting us to win tomorrow and win comfortably?
No, because it's, against...
Does he ever? Does he
because
ever?
it's you. We're going to get a tweet. We're going to get a text before the game. Safe travels, not feeling overly confident today, boys.
Hey, no, but the fact is that if you look at what they did to Liverpool, they only went down to a last-minute Hannibal moment of madness. And generally, they've looked okay. They've defended pretty well. At home, they're undefeated at the moment by looking at the record. It's away, they've struggled. They've had some surprising victories, no doubt. But as you said, they've bought quality. They've got some good players. We should expect to be the better team and we'll have the possession. It's the question of, can we break down what will be an ultra-low block? And on the break, they don't look as good as what they should be. A lot of the promoted teams have been working on their, being good on the break, and Burnley seem to have struggled with that. But if we're that complacent tomorrow, then I think that, again, is the enemy for Arsenal. It's not teams' quality necessarily. It's our complacency that gets us usually. So we should be better, and I expect us to be better. Will it be a goal fest? I don't think so. I think it'll be, it'll be a tough game. It'll be probably by one goal, I expect, because Turf Moor's a tough place to go, and Scotty Parker has drilled them very well defensively. It's more of a question of how we're going to break them down and where are we going to find those pockets. Again, if we're being honest, this is a game that we would expect Victor Gyökeres to have some joy in, and he will occupy the defenders. Whether he'll get that moment is another question. I would hope so, because these are the games that we buy him for. But we've got some good points. We've rested players in the week. We've got a lot of quality there. So you'd expect us to be fresh. There should be no excuses. We should be going there with a lot of impetus and looking to get those 3 points. But what we can't be is, as I said, complacent. Make sure that you keep the ball well. Don't allow the crowd to get into it. Kill the crowd off, because it's a tight stadium. It's going to be cold and windy up north. It has been for the whole week. But yeah, we should be winning comfortably. I'd love it. I'd love a 4-0 where we go there and just have a comfortable weekend, as Wayne said. Hate watch, get a comfortable win. Go and hate watch. Weekend done. I just think that at the moment the Premier League is very competitive, and I don't think it'll be that easy.
Well, Burnley, as you can see, lie 16th in the Premier League table, played 9 this season, won 3, drawn 1, lost 5. Their last 5 games, interestingly, they've won their last 2 fixtures. They beat Wolves 3-2, if you remember, at the weekend. They beat Leeds United at home by 2-0, but prior to that, they lost away to Villa, away to Man City, which you can forgive them for. But they did lose at home in the League Cup. So mixed form, but they are at home. They are obviously the underdogs, and they will want to raise their game and lay one in on Arsenal, as it were. But we've been talking about the physical strength of this team. I don't think any team now goes into the Arsenal fixtures, Wayne, thinking that, lay one in on them. Let's stick it up Arsenal, as they always used to say, because they know that they're going to be in for a dogfight. And it's as simple as that. Our form, on the other hand, imperious. So, look, Yem's not overly confident, says we got to start well and nullify the crowd, the closed sort of atmosphere that they're going to have there, Wayne. But are you expecting us to win tomorrow comfortably?
Yeah, I am, because I think that Yem has talked more glowingly about Burnley than maybe some Burnley fans would. I think Burnley, it might be famous last words, I don't think they're very good. I just think that they are a little bit better than some of the worst teams in the league. Like Wolves are terrible this season. They might turn things around if they sack their coach, but Wolves didn't have a very good summer and they've just been awful this season. West Ham have been awful this season under Potter, under Nuno, and you've got guys like Paqueta now wanting out. They've been terrible this season. Fulham, I'm surprised that they're down there, but not Forest. They've gone through 3 managers already. I expect them to get better with Dyche, but so far they've been terrible. And I still expect Burnley will go down. I think they'll be one of the 3 that eventually go down. And look, we can't be complacent at all, but we are a better side than them, and this should be a game that we're going in and winning comfortably. I'm not expecting a 3-4, 5-0. I'd absolutely love it, but a comfortable sort of 2-0, creating chances, a bit like what we done to West Ham at home. And I think that, yeah, Turf Moor will be a tough place to go, but I don't think Scott Parker really sets them up to have a kicker, like to kick us, to try and be physical. He's not that type of manager. He wants to play football. But yeah, I think we've got the players to break them down. It will just be important to not go into half time at 0-0, because if we do, then they'll start getting a bit more belief.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I'm expecting Arsenal to go there and win tomorrow. I don't know about comfortably, but I think physically we're better than them. Technically, I think we're better than them. I'm expecting us to play a bit more fluid football, and maybe we get some goals from open play tomorrow. I'd like us to start well, of course. Everybody wants us to start well and start fast. But I think as long as we don't, sort of take the referee out of the game, I think we should be able to go there and get the 3 points. It'll be an important 3 points because there are some big fixtures this weekend. Just before we talk about starting lineups and give our predictions and chat, I want to get you guys involved as well. By the way, 300 of you watching live right now. Please do drop a like on the video. Massive help to the channel. If you are new and you've enjoyed the content, why wouldn't you? Do subscribe and leave a comment. Before we talk about starting lineup, just some of the headlines from Mikel Arteta's press conference that I watched just before we came on air. He talked about injuries to Gabriel Martinelli and how tomorrow's game is going to be too early for him. He's going to be out for, quote, weeks, unquote. William Saliba might be fit. We're going to have to wait and see. He will have a fitness test in the morning. And obviously, Christian Moscara, as we've talked about, will be on standby. On the time frame return for Gabby Jesus, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard, Noni Madueke. I think Arteta said that it was more sort of weeks, but some of them maybe pretty soon. Hopefully, if they keep sort of evolving the way that they have been doing in training. International break is probably the one that most Arsenal fans are thinking about. So after the break, maybe 2, 3, if not 4 of them will be back in time for the festive period. And of course, the North London derby is coming up. He did actually say that he was confident of Odegaard, Havertz and Madueke being available for Spurs, which is pretty good. What else did he talk about? He was asked about Burnley, and he talked about, the Premier League competition. The quality of the league is getting better year after year, better structure, better organisation, better decision-making from clubs in the transfer market. We've just talked about the £100 million plus that Burnley have spent this summer. He was also asked about the fixture congestion, but let's not talk about that too much. And then he was also asked about the, being favourites to win the league. And it's quite interesting because he talked about, a striker missing a chance, and obviously everyone knew that he was talking about Heung-min Son at Spurs when he missed 4 minutes to go against City, which was of course heartbreaking for all of us. But he talked about decisions, talked about injuries, didn't use them as an excuse. He just said, look, we've tried desperately so hard this summer to try and cover for all of those potential things, and all we can do now is just focus on ourselves, and that's what we want to do. We've got a huge opportunity ahead of us. We've got to continue with this level of consistency. He knows tomorrow is going to be an exceptionally tough match for Arsenal, and we've basically got to hit those levels of performance to win the game. And that is basically, in a nutshell, Mikel Arteta's press conference. There you go. This is the lineup courtesy of the Eza Derby for PremierLeague.com last week. We made 10 changes in midweek against Brighton, but you can see there, chaps, and I think I know the way this conversation is going to go. We're all fairly agreed. Chat, let me know your lineups for tomorrow. David Raya will keep his place in between the sticks, even though Kepa played pretty well in the week. I think, normal business will be resumed. Ben White played really well, Yem. In midweek, 60, 70 odd minutes. But then, of course, Timber came on and got that pre-assist, which was phenomenal. Does Timber start a right back for you tomorrow?
Yeah, no question. It's not even a question. He will start.
Saliba, obviously the fitness test for him. If it's not to be him, then obviously Moscara, Gabriel Magalhaes, presumably chaps is a shoe-in. Left back, what do you do? Does Miles Lewis-Skelly keep his place, or does Ricky Calafiori come straight back in?
Calafiori stays for me.
Yembele?
Yeah, I think he's been one of the players of the season, so you wouldn't drop him. Miles Lewis-Skelly's done well. Look, again, we're waiting on that Calafiori hamstring to go because we're praying it doesn't, but his record doesn't bear out well. But he's been phenomenal. You can't drop him.
Joel thinks Scotty Parker will put out the lowest block in history. Maybe they'll all be on the goal line. We shall see. And Oshin says they beat Leeds with only 30% possession. So maybe quick transitions, counter-attack football. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Set pieces.
We're not
Who
Leeds.
knows? Yeah, we are. Yeah, of course we're not Leeds. In midfield, presumably Rice, Zubimendi both start for you. And is it going to be Eza, same middle three?
I think actually Marino might start this one, actually.
Ooh, elaborate.
Eze played 90 minutes, obviously, in the midweek. So, Marino obviously played, but Eze's had quite a lot of minutes. I think this kind of game suits Marino in terms of they're going to put a low block, we're going to play set pieces, etc. I think this just feels like a game where Marino may get the nod over Eze, just to get, because obviously
but that's quite contradictory. I understand why you're saying Marino, but if you know that they're going to be a stubborn low block, why would you not want to pick someone?
Because
like
we'll play for the set piece. We'll play for the set pieces, and we'll play for trying to be physical up front with Marino being almost a second striker, if you call it that.
You know what? I'm gonna go with you. I think Marino will play midfield with Zubimendi and Rice, and I think Eza's going to play out left.
I think Trossard will start.
Trossard is playing and starting.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing is obviously we've got a run of 3 fixtures here that are, interesting. You've got obviously Burnley tomorrow, which we have to win to keep the momentum up, but then you've got Sparta Prague in the week, which is, we want to keep that win going. But with respect to Sparta Prague, they're not a top level team, so you would expect rotation, but you want to keep that rotation to still be competitive in the game. Do you keep Eze for that game? Because obviously he's got the quality, those kind of factors. And then you've got Sunderland next week, which is going to be a tough game away. So there's a lot of factors here to build into this. And I just think, does switching Eze out for Marino detriment our ability to win the game? I don't think so. Tomorrow's not a game where I think that drop off slightly in creativity that Marino being put in would affect us. I think he'll start tomorrow just for the height and for his ability to crash the box and be slightly different.
Yeah, do you know, I can't argue with any of that. I do hate the flat midfield, as Sheen says. Hates that flat midfield. I think
it's a stodgy midfield. It's a stodgy midfield.
You need that. I think that line breaker, someone who just sort of drops in between the lines and picks up the ball in pockets, and he's got that ability to just play that little weighted ball through, hopefully to Gyökeres or whoever. And if it says out wide, then that's fine. I think Trossard, as a few people have said in the chat, Mikel Arteta loves Leo Trossard against low blocks. And of course, when he plays, he does seem to do the business. He's got the bit between his teeth this season. I think we all agreed Bukayo Saka's plays on that right-hand side. I mean, that's inevitable, probably captain.
Came on literally and scored.
Ridiculous. And Victor, the gunman, will he score tomorrow? You think you're feeling it?
No.
Oh, come on.
So. No, because what I'm seeing at the moment. No, he'll have a good game because he'll occupy the defenders and he'll do really well at that. I think he's still struggling with the kind of when he gets that chance at the moment. I see there's still that last bit of pace that you need to escape your defender. He hasn't got it at the moment, and I think that's just either fitness or he's still getting used to having that quick turn of pace and us trying to find him quicker. It's just not happening at the moment in that kind of sense.
I'm looking forward to seeing him on a week's rest, though.
Yeah,
he's not had that. He's not had that for about 6 months. It feels like.
I think he's going to net tomorrow. I can't wait for it. Right, let me have your score predictions for Burnley versus Arsenal tomorrow. Mikey says he will FK. The gunman is feeling the league. I think the week is going to be really good for him tomorrow. Week off, sorry. Asheen says he should be fresh. Havertz will change Gyökeres' life. I completely agree with that.
Can I just quickly say, did you watch the training video at all? Did you see him on the? There's a training. The Victor. So the Arsenal put up their training video. Before they go off.
No, not yet.
Watch him on the shoulder press. He is a beast. He literally was pumping out 20 of them and just went, whoa. You're like, damn, man.
Victor. I love him so much. So we're all saying that, there's been a few questions about Ethan Nwaneri, but I suspect he misses out tomorrow, probably be on the bench. A few of us, maybe, Mikel Merino seems to be the popular shout, but Christian Norgard will probably be on the bench. And Capie, not getting a look at the moment. Ben White and Moscara might play, depending on Saliba. And Miles Lewis-Skelly probably gets back to the bench after his midweek appearance in the League Cup. What a squad. Right.
They'll play in the midweek. They'll play in the midweek, a lot of them.
Yeah. Prague, and that's another thing. I'll get onto that another day. 5:45 p.m. kickoff. That is a disgrace. Does anyone work anymore these days?
Disgracia. Is it disgracia?
Right, Wayne, you go first. Where do you think the game's going to be won and lost? What do you think the score is going to be?
I think we win 3-1. I think Eze puts in a man of the match performance. I think he gets a goal, probably grabs an assist. I think he's the one that we need to kind of break down this team. I don't want to say 3-0 because I don't want to concede. So I'm going to say we're going to concede and then we'll keep a clean sheet. I just think that we'll have a bit too much for Burnley.
Okay. Mohammed's gone 4-0, presumably, obviously to the Arsenal. Denver Wright says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Tudor _ Madeline says 3-0. I love it when people give their scorers as well. Danny, Gyökeres, brace, Burnley 0, Arsenal 2. Manny says 3-0. Hero Down Under, welcome to the show, says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Christophe Michel says 2-0. Clean sheets, ole ole. Isaac Boateng says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Like our sponsor O2, I would love that. V Vlad says 4-0, and he's gone Saka, Gyökeres, Trossard, and Calafiori as the scorers. DZ Rascal says 3-0. Everyone's optimistic. Everyone's really optimistic. I can't see a goal conceded. Look at this. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I don't think I could take that. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Zeno389 says 1-0 to Burnley. I know you mean Burnley, but there we are. Yem, come on. What are you saying?
I'm going for 2-0 to Arsenal. I think Bukayo Saka and Gabriel from a set piece will net.
Joel is falling out with Wayne right now. Maybe that latte isn't on. Doug says 3-0. Yeah, look, clean sheets, set pieces. I think we'll be comfortable tomorrow. I think we go to Burnley. I think we control the game, score early, and it could be 3 or 4. Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? About bloody time. By the way, chaps, just to close the show on a real positive, Yembele, guess what I've got in my hands? Oh, woohoo!
Oh, he finally got it. He finally got
a new phone, ladies and gents, boys and girls. My iPhone journey has been 3G, iPhone 6, iPhone 10, which is what I currently have and have had for a long time. And now I've got an iPhone 17. I finally, 5G for the first time in my life.
You won't get it it where you live.
Why
you live in a forest.
Oh yeah, but like when I'm in London and shit, right? When I'm at the Emirates, I'm actually gonna have signal.
You won't have it. You won't have it there because there's no 5G in the Emirates.
Oh mate, what was the point? Right, Apple, give me my money back. Give my money back, man. XR, that's the one. It is the one. Denverite. It's the best phone. It absolutely is. Right, so tomorrow is a 3 p.m. kickoff. James and I are going to go live on the whistle because Yembele bailed on going to Burnley, as did Wally. So I've had to pass on my ticket. James and I are going to go live on the whistle. And then depending on how the hate watches go, maybe we do a delayed sort of show, maybe a proper match reaction Saturday night. Sunday, we'll be back, some sort of evening show, daily grind to reflect on the weekend. Doug feels my pain.
Just quickly. Liverpool Villa, what are you thinking? Come on, boys. Don't come.
Oh, where is it? Anfield or Villa Park?
No, but Anfield.
Liverpool going to win. Liverpool going to win. I'd love Uncle Unai to do us.
What you got for me, Els? What you got for me?
I got a draw. I think a draw. Come on.
Jimmy Martinez in goal. Pau Torres at the back. Come on, Morgan Rogers charging through the midfield.
We've had enough Unai love for 1 week.
And then Bournemouth City on the Sunday. That's a tasty.
Hey, mate, score draw seems to be a popular one at Anfield. Interesting. So what was the other fixture?
Bournemouth City.
Well, I thought it was Bournemouth City, but it's actually City Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So I'd expect City to win, wouldn't you?
And then also, do you think so? And then my last one, because I feel for the man who's got his, he needs to get his hair cut, but I want him to get to 4 and then not be able to get that 5th, just so that he's so close that he can feel it.
No, the 5th is against Spurs, so Forest have to do it tomorrow.
Oh, you think Spurs would literally just do it for the sake of it?
Yeah, no, I don't want Spurs winning. And they're the 5th game against United.
Will Dyche do it though? Will he do it?
He has to, otherwise Spurs will have to, and I don't want Spurs to do it. So
I think United will be Forest tomorrow. I think Amram's on the rise. Honestly.
No, don't give them that. Don't give United fans this kind of...
Down at Grimsby Town with the magnets in the rain, looking away from the penalties and shaking like a little boy on the bench. And now look at him. Look at him. Right, we're going to leave it there. Enjoy the remainder of Halloween. Hope you've enjoyed the little background, the little RT effects that gone to all that trouble to use. hopefully it's a fright night for Liverpool and for Manchester City over the weekend. Hopefully we get the 3 points tomorrow, 3 p.m. kickoff. Like I said, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate all the support from channel members, from Patreon members, Dave with his very, very kind generosity earlier on. And I'm going to check if we've got our 100th Patreon member, because there will be an Ezra shirt up for grabs for one of our Patreon members. And of course, there is a North London Derby ticket to that game in a couple of weeks' time. We'll give away next week. Thank you for all the chat. If anybody wants to follow either of these guys, where have our names gone?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You
That's
ruined
really
it with the layout.
strange. Don't tell me I've... Oh, no. Does it not?
The new layout doesn't cater for the names.
Oh, that's a real shame, that. I thought I saw our
You
names on
ruined
there.
it, FK. You're ruining it. You ruined it.
Hang on. Oh,
Hey, what's this?
hang on. This is sensational. What have StreamYard been up to?
Does all these flashing things for me.
I'll tell you, mate, honestly, where the hell? Hang on.
Technology and Faisal just do not work very well.
Also, those of you that are still watching, and there's still almost 300 of you watching live right now, what do you guys think of this for future shows? 1 second. Style. Not banners. Not brand. Here we go. Media assets. There is a way of having the chat.
What's he doing?
I don't even know where it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What do we think of this? So you can have like,
It's too busy, isn't it?
the chat on screen. Look at that. I don't know. I mean, everyone in the chat can see the chat. To be fair, I think it's been a long day. Yeah, I think I need to go to bed. Oh, hang on.
Yes.
KSSMYW, welcome. Says, can you guys see that though? I mean, I can't see any of that.
Yeah,
I can
Saying,
see
do
it.
that, FK.
I see
Can you
it.
see it? Can you read the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe I don't need to. Oh, look at that! It actually fits around Yembele's head as well.
Mate, my head is more beautiful than yours. I mean, you should alter that just to go around your head.
Give over. Okay, we'll leave it there. We have points to pick up tomorrow. If anybody wants to follow Wayne, it's at Wayne's World 20.
Underscore.
No underscore, because it doesn't exist. You can't see it. If anybody wants to follow Yembele, he is at Verge59 of TNT Sports and Red Lines and Half Spaces. New episode out now. Listen to it
And
today.
I'm available for any voiceovers if sponsors are listening.
Oh my God. I think we should just end it there. Right. Sleep well. Enjoy the Arsenal. We'll be back tomorrow with the On the Whistle reaction with James. Take care. Bye for now.